Hello.
Hi, my name's Adrian. Everything you're in, you basically are the best at being just a certified badass. Like,
Aww.
no one has ever done it better than you. But my question is, you do that both for the good side and the bad side, and what do you enjoy playing more?
I like to jump around, I like going back and forth, and that was what was, I think, the most fun about Faith, is you never knew when she was gonna, pop off the handle and kill someone on a bad day, and then be really sorry the next day and want to be good. But I think that's what was so great about her and why people identified with her so much. I mean, so many of the show was all these metaphors that exaggerated these real life things for us to kind of relate, and I love that, people after watching the show and loving the character said, yeah, even though she did bad things, I really rooted for her, and she had this whole arc of consequences and amends and redemption, and so I think that people identified with it, and I loved that. But she was in the Scooby Gang in the end.
Yeah.
The Scooby Gang.
Thank you so much. Great question, great answer. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Hi,
I'm
I
Matt.
know you.
I'm originally from Boston too.
You're my bud.
I grew up in Waltham. Well, but I moved here with my parents when I was 7, so I lived here ever since. But I'm also a Kevin Smith fan. I guess you see by my T-shirt, and
Yeah.
like Junior, supporting role in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and I was wondering, what was it like working with Kevin Smith, and if you saw any of Kevin Smith's movies prior to working with him?
Oh yeah, not that one, but
Not
other
close.
ones, yeah. No, I love Smithers. He's such a freak, and he's very funny, and we hit it off in our first meeting. We had lunch together, and yeah, I'm sure you all know like the whole Duck Shoot nickname. What's your name? Duck Shoot? Yes, my name is Duck Shoot. So that became my nickname from Kevin. And he was in my dream the other night. We were in the Bluntmobile. He was driving, I was riding shotgun. I have no idea why. Muse was in the back. It was very strange. But I have fond memories of those boys and of that shoot. And then we did the Jay and Silent Bob super groovy cartoon movie where I played the psychotic lipstick lesbian. I fight with a giant vibrator. She's badass too. Sorry, the kids in the room again. Sorry. It was Jason Mewes' brainchild. Of course, it's going to be totally, his fantasy. Oh, I like it.
Thanks.
I know you do. That went without saying.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You're so right. You got me. You got my number. Yeah. Thank you for that great question, great answer. I love it. And before I come over here, I have some from our friends at Frankly Chat. Brittany has a question. What faith does a lot? Oh, I'm sorry.
What is my faith?
The question's a little awkwardly written. Which faith do you enjoy being more? Season 3 or season 7?
Well, we kind of did that one. Tell her,
Yeah, I
if
know.
only we were live streaming, she'd know.
Yes.
We need a better
It's really
system.
too bad. Agreed.
Tell her to Google
We'll
it.
just skip that one and go right over here.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming, by the way.
Thank you.
So obviously Joss Whedon works with a lot of people on multiple projects, yourself included. Is there anyone that you've gotten to know that you didn't get to work with that's in the Whedonverse actors that you would have liked to work with, or somebody that you didn't get to work with as much as you would have liked to?
Good question. Yeah, I mean, it does become such a little universe, such this little family of people that you always see around. Nathan and I had some good stuff, but we didn't get as much time, and he's a hoot, isn't he? That Nathan Fillion. It would have been fun to do some more stuff with him, and they're all so great, and I'm not just saying that to be PC. It was super fun with everyone. So it would have been really cool if we could have just gone on and on and on. But it's fun to see them at these things.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you both so much. Oh my goodness. Oh, another ginger.
I'm not gonna hide my dog over here in a minute.
I do like your dog right away, right?
Doug.
Me too.
when I heard you were going back to school, I was just curious if you had a specific goal in mind, or if you're just going back to learn more and, just for knowledge, or?
Yeah, no, I was enrolled in a university in Boston when I got Buffy, actually. I graduated high school, I went to orientation, I got my dorm room, and then I came out to do 3 episodes of Buffy, and it turned into staying for the season, so I withdrew, and my mother taught political science and African politics and women's studies. So those are always interesting to me, and I'm also interested in, I love kids. I work with some nonprofits that work with kids, and I'm also interested in counseling and sort of PTSD trauma study. I just think, so many people, and I feel like even in the fans of Buffy, I mean, we have these things that are these incidents in our life maybe, or just these traumas that really kind of, we feel most like they really stain us and shame us and affect everything that we do. And there are so many incredible ways to heal and reclaim your identity and, just rock out. So I'm interested in learning some of those other things and ways.
I think that's really great, and you've been an inspiration on screen.
Thank you so much.
Look at you go, beautiful inside and out. We're trying to help out kids and stuff. And you do it actually through Thrive Gulu too, don't you?
Yes. My mother started the nonprofit Thrive Gulu in northern Uganda, which was a war zone, and there were all these young kids, teenagers, who had been abducted when they were 8, 9, 10 years old and forced to become soldiers and killers, essentially. Their parents would sometimes be killed right in front of them, and they would say, you can live, but you've got to join this army. And so how do you recover or rehabilitate or reintegrate into your community after that? So she started Thrive Gulu, which is a trauma healing and rehabilitation center in northern Uganda, and we get to work with these young men and women, and the whole community was really affected when that happens. And so we do non-medical integrative therapies like, filmmaking. Like, what story would you like to tell to the world? And maybe you don't want to talk about your trauma. Maybe there's something else that can sort of bring you back into your skin, so to speak. And it's really powerful. Really.
I think you're amazing, and your mom sounds amazing too, my goodness.
Thank you to anyone and everyone here who's ever donated to Thrive and also Camp Hale, and you guys are just the best fans ever. I'm the best fans ever.
You too, are the best fans ever. I love these guys. And we have one more person over here. Go ahead, sir.
Hi, I'm a little doubly nervous now because I had to tweak my question based on one of your previous responses.
Was that you? Oh no, you wouldn't have been you.
No.
I think that would have been double awkward.
It's about the end of Dollhouse. And I felt when I watched it as though the whole second half of the second season is wrapping things up, getting the most out of that universe.
Yeah.
And what I was wondering about was how early in that process it became clear to everyone that this was going to be the end, and or if you felt as though they were just wrapping up one level and then they were going to move on to something else until obviously Epitaph 2 was like the super finale.
We all knew we were canceled. We all knew that we were all going to be wrapping it up. I didn't know, I don't want to give a spoiler, but I didn't know some things that were big reveals, and I liked that actually, because whether I did it consciously or not, I think I would have maybe been foreshadowing when my character shouldn't have. So even though I was a producer on the show, and Joss and I talked a lot about where the show would go and things that would happen, like, I didn't want to know about Boyd. I'll just say that. That's not a spoiler. I didn't want to know that because it would have affected, I think, how our dynamic and our relationship played out. So, but yeah, I didn't know what would happen in the end with Tomo. That was interesting. Agent Ballard, yeah. Love that. If you haven't seen Dollhouse, watch it. It's on Netflix.
I love it. Hello.
Hi, I'm Chris. Nice to meet you.
Hi. Nice
Sorry, I'm not a ginger.
Don't be sorry. Be relieved. in this moment.
I had a two-part question for you. I really enjoy these panels. It kind of lets you connect to the fans. And I was wondering if you could tell us the best experience you've had, like, oh yeah, this is why I do this. And then also the worst one, where you're like, oh, it's about to get weird.
Yeah.
It's getting strange.
There have been some gems and there have been some turds, for sure. The gems, literally there have been some gems. I've had a few proposals in the Q&As, and those are just crazy. That's you? Hey! You're still married. Oh, good. I don't need to yell. I'm on a microphone. That's fantastic. Mazel. Very nice. Yeah, it's so sweet.
That's amazing.
I would recommend not proposing during the photo op and trying to like make it a surprise though, because the security sometimes will like attack you if you make a sudden movement and drop on your knees and grab me. That happened once. The poor guy had the ring and he totally just got whacked. I think they still got married. But I've had Q&As where people like ask for my permission. Yeah, I mean, do you, Eliza, I'm like, I'm not marrying you, but yeah, I guess she should. I think.
Those are one of the good moments, right?
Yeah, those are the good. The bad have been, I don't know. I mean, people know when they're coming up and they have a question that they want to kind of push the envelope and get in there, So I usually just embarrass them.
That works too, I'm down with it. Thanks.
Thank you so much for that great question and great answers too. Thank you. Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Um,
Like your hair.
Thank you.
It's sticking up, you know that, right? Okay.
It was definitely intentional.
Got it.
So what I was wondering, on Buffy, particularly in season 3, there's sort of a lot of almost romantic chemistry sometimes between Buffy and Faith. There's
I've gotten this question before.
I bet you have. Some of it is in the jokes that are being made. Some of it, is in some of the stuff that Faith does. There's a lot of forehead kissing and stuff like that. How much of that was writers?
I mean,
How much of that was
foreplay, right? Kiss my forehead.
So how much were you sort of involved in some of that tension, and how much was that the writers making that happen?
It would have been the writers making it happen. I mean, Sarah, I've known Sarah since I was small, so we had the same representation, and that was actually how I first came on Buffy. But I mean, our rep had Sarah and sweet late actress Brittany Murphy and myself from when we were like 9, 10 years old. So yeah, I wasn't really looking at her like that, but
That's totally not what I meant, I'm sorry.
oh, no, I don't think it's weird or strange. And I mean, there were other characters in the show that, had that, but a lot of people wonder, and I say if you wonder and if you saw something, then go with it. But I mean, Joss was never going like, undress each other with your eyes. Faith, Buffy, like, it's on. It was never said to us to put that kind of nuance in there.
Thank you.
Yeah, great question. Thank you so much and terrific answer as always.